just start talking about Brady and how it's going so far this week?
Yeah, he's had a good week. He's prepared even all the way through fall camp. And I think that's why he got in the game the other night and was able to play pretty well, because he's prepared each week like he's a starter and really done a good job. And, we're excited to see him play.
Did the success you had in the latter part of that USC game, does that carry over?
Well, I hope so. We didn't run any new plays, all right? So it was the same stuff. We just kind of executed a little better. And I thought, our guys ran the ball. Nick came in and ran the ball pretty well. And Brady made some nice throws, and we caught the ball out at wide receiver, and we won some one-on-one battles. And, college football is about that. You have to win one-on-one battles on the perimeter. Not going to get a lot of guys wide open at this level. So, we got to make sure we're continuing to execute, all the way around.
When you face the secondary's experience at UCLA, does that kind of show up on film for them? Can you tell their experience?
Definitely. Those guys, obviously, from research, they've played a lot and do a good job. Those guys are good players. I mean, we definitely have a challenge ahead of us this weekend, but I also like the way our guys are approaching the week and feel like they're ready to go and ready to compete.
I know the defensive line has been kind of up and down all season, but it looks like Evan Goodman, left tackle, has been the rock of that unit. Can you talk about Evan's performance so far?
Yeah, Evan's played pretty well. He's he is kind of the leader of that group from a standpoint of experience, but it takes that group as a unit to play together. Those 5 guys, they have to gel and they have to work together, because you see some different looks, and then obviously at that position too, there's going to be, you got to make the block. You either make the block or the guy whips you, either way. So there's some of that to it. But I like where Evan is right now. I like the progress he's made, and definitely lean on him as one of our leaders.
You've been running the ball so well, but you weren't really able to get it going until really the fourth quarter. Did that surprise you at all, and what do you attribute that to?
Oh, I don't know. I think USC's got a good defensive line. I think they do a good job. They recruit well. Obviously, they got good players, and it's I think it's one of those things where we just got to continue to work. And it wasn't like we didn't have guys to block them. We just sometimes didn't, and that happens at this level. And then sometimes we had some self-inflicted things too, and in general. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to run the ball. We feel like we have to run the ball to be successful, and that's going to continue to be the rest of the year.
I know you wanted faster starts to games, and in a sense, you got that against USC.
We did, yeah.
So is that something, maybe a positive takeaway?
Yeah, I think so. We didn't score touchdowns, but we did move the ball well. We did a lot of good things early that gave us an opportunity to score, and then we had 2 good drives, kicked the field goals. We tried to, when they went for it on 4th down, we wanted to try to get a quick score if we could, and we ended up throwing one down there, which is like a punt really at the end of the day. So. We'd like to score touchdowns. At the end of the day, though, we try to take the approach that we want to take one drive at a time and put one play together and then add one to it, and can see how many times we can do that in a row and hopefully score more touchdowns for sure.
Quarterbacks all lead in different ways. Is there anything that you've seen Brady do this week that has stood out to you that you really like?
Not really. He hasn't changed his preparation at all. I mean, that guy comes in, watches film and studies, watches practice, the game plan and all those things. Maybe a little more vocal on the field possibly, but other than that, he's prepared the same. Brady's a pretty even keel person, which I think serves him well, playing that position, never too high, never too low. And, so far I like what I've seen, and looking forward to seeing him play on Saturday.
When you were going through that stretch in the 3rd quarter where you weren't getting any first downs, how was that in terms of him trying to work through that until you finally got something going?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I know we had a couple of drops during that deal, so that's always big, especially when you got a guy coming in to play that hadn't played a lot. You'd love to be able to, help him out some. But those things happen, and, we were able to recover and get some momentum going in the last quarter there. And we definitely need to play better in that stretch, and be able to get first downs and, help our defense out and score some points too.
But was his demeanor good through all?
Oh, yeah. Brady was great. His demeanor was great. He we saw a lot of maturity out of him. I think he was the same. He stayed calm and stayed focused on what he was trying to do in his job, and liked the way he handled that tough situation.
When you suggest you potentially could have a first-time starter this week, I know you want to keep it as seamless as a transition as possible, but do you think it also kind of forces maybe the team, the coaches, to focus on things maybe a little more just because of the new start?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it's Brady's prepared, and the offense is, we're not going to change the offense from the standpoint of all of a sudden reinvent the wheel. You know, I mean, there's obviously strengths I think he has and that Manny has, and they're both equally good players. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't change who you are in 3 days. So, you know, we need to focus on us and executing and being more consistent. And some of that's, you know, we're playing some young guys in spots, and that's going to happen. I've said that all along when we were early in the season, before the season. I said, guys, we're inexperienced in some spots, and, you know, we were able to score some points early. But at the end of the day, it comes down to executing on the field and winning one-on-one battles. And sometimes we hadn't done that, so we got to do a better job.
I know you weren't around, Coach, for the UCLA game last year, but have you been able to pick up on film, I guess, just how dominant you guys were in the run game and how DeMario was in the pass game as well?
Yeah, I think it's always something you look back on. I do think it's two different teams, obviously totally different teams, really, to be honest with you. When you look at who we have now and who was on that team then, and on the other side too, they have maybe a first-round draft pick or somebody who's really good D lineman. I mean, they're a little different too. So. You rely on that a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, this team's different, and we got to make sure we're giving this team the best chance to win.
I have
Okay.
one more for you.
All right.
I know you would like to redshirt Dylan, but if you needed to, would you play him?
Oh yeah, definitely. If we had to, yeah, he's our next guy. Yep. All right. Thanks.